Welcome to the Abundance Hack Show, where we are inspiring you to tap into your power to manifest the happiness, success, and fulfillment that you desire. I am your host, Niajae, the Upper Limit Coach. I am here to dismantle your limiting beliefs and remove the blocks so you can confidently live your life's purpose, because life is meant to be abundant. Hey M&Ms, thank you for tuning into the Abundance Hack Show. What are you manifesting in your life today? I am super excited about today's guest. She's like my soul sister, so we're gonna have a really great conversation. So this is Sarina Correa, and before we get into who she is and what she does, Sarina, I want to ask you, what does abundance mean to you?
Oh gosh, abundance to me, I know it means something different for everybody, but to me, it means like literally waking up every single day and being so blessed for what you have. And I don't mean monetary things. I mean for family, for friends, for opportunities. And for me, that is living a total abundant life to me. And I know it's something different for everybody, but for me, it's to my family, my son, my dogs, my home, and all the opportunities that God gives me every single day to have this amazing life, because literally this is his life.
I love it. I love it. So tell us about you. Who is Sarina Correa?
Yeah, I am. Well, by day, I'm actually a financial advisor, which is so crazy, for 20 years. But by night, my true passion is a creative. So I basically mentor creative women to build amazing businesses online through multiple streams of revenue. And that's something I've done, even though I feel like I live double lives sometimes, but it's just kind of part of it. I always say that I'm like 70% business and 30% creative. And that's a really dangerous combination. So I've had an amazing creative life, and I just love sharing that with women.
I absolutely love it. So one of the things that drew me to you is I had a friend actually reach out, and they're like, this woman sounds just like you.
I
And
know. I'm like, oh my God, the pink wall and the goals, and like, you look like my vision board right now. And I said, I wish I would have had the memo. I would have had my pink hair, which is my signature. So I'm totally bummed. Yes, totally soul sisters. Like,
Yes. So I want to know, like, when did you start your first business, or when did you get inspired to be a serial entrepreneur?
right. So believe it or not, I have always been this way. So usually to be an entrepreneur, I think it's something that you're born with. It's not something that you learn. It's like you're either an entrepreneur or you're not. And I grew up in rural Oregon. I'm home base is Tampa, Florida for right now. But I grew up in rural Oregon, and there wasn't a lot of opportunities there, and a lot of things that, we didn't have normal things that in our view, what was normal. We didn't like have movie theaters and stuff like that. So my brother and I were always looking for ways to make money so we could go to town, like, and do some of these things that were like, have more opportunities. And so my first business, I'm almost embarrassed to tell you what it was. My first business was digging up worms in the backyard and selling them to fishermen on Saturday mornings at 4 o'clock in the morning, because we lived across the street from the boat ramp and the river. And then like super early on Saturday mornings, all the fishermen would come to put their boats in the water. And my brother and I would be there with our lemonade stand, but we would sell worms to the fishermen, so that we sold them for $1 a dozen. That was my first business. I think I was probably 9, 10-ish, like right around there. And then both of my parents were creatives. So my father was a cabinet maker. My mother's a florist, a retired florist. And I started at age 11 painting junky stuff I found on the side of the road, because we lived in like rural Oregon. There's a lot of like junky stuff on the side of the road. And I had found that like paint to me was like, it was like my therapy. Like I didn't think about anything except for birds singing and blue skies and all of this. And so I spent literally painting until I moved to Tampa. I moved to New York City. I decided that I was going to leave rural Oregon. I wanted to be Michael J. Fox from Secret to My Success, and I wanted to move to New York City. And I did. It was an amazing 4 years. I survived. I didn't get as lucky as Michael J. Fox in the movie, but I did survive, and eventually came to Tampa, Florida to finish college. I had a struggle. Like I was really on the struggle bus when I moved to Tampa, because I was used to a different lifestyle in New York than what I had here in Tampa. And I was going to school, and I had to pay for my own schooling. So I was working 2 jobs, and money was the thing. So I started painting furniture to sell. And that just started like this whole like very interesting journey to today. And that was 1998. So give you like an idea, like that was a long time ago. So this has been a really interesting journey up to this point. And that journey led me to a very successful product-based company. We sell paint additives and waxes, 5 monetized groups, 3 membership groups, a mentor group. I've sold 3 businesses along the way, a very successful, famed brick and mortar, you name it, I've done it. And all because of that, like all just because of that passion that I had as an 11-year-old child to like take trash and turn it into something pretty. So it's crazy. So it's crazy when I think back at it. I need to write a book.
You should.
Someday. I need more time for that.
Speaking of time, how do you balance everything? Being a wife, being a mother, being a mother of fur babies, and an entrepreneur? Because there's a lot of, okay, so one, there's a lot of people that believe you can't do it all, but society also leads you to believe that, you know, people that are career driven has to sacrifice having a balanced family.
Yeah. First and foremost, not everybody has the ability of time management. So that is something really, really key. And I have, you know, slight OCD tendencies, you know, like I literally plan out my day every single morning. And I have a little trick that a lot of times when we get overwhelmed with time and we get like so many things to do, nothing gets done, right? So every single morning I wake up and I pick 3 things. I do 1 thing for me, because if I don't take care of me, then I can't take care of anybody. I can't take care of my husband, my dogs, my kid, you know, I can't take care of it. So I do 1 thing for me. I do 1 thing for my business, and I do 1 thing for a customer. So this is more on the business side. And then a lot of people have like on the personal side, you know, 1 thing for their husband and 1 thing for their children and 1 thing for them. But I set aside that every single day. Obviously I have my calendar with appointments and stuff, but I set that every day because I feel like at the end of the day, if I got those 3 things done, today was a really good day. Like it was a really, really good day. And to be able to channel that through time blocking is important. But I'm going to tell you, this isn't a one-woman show. Like as much as I would like to take all the credit for it, no. And I think that anybody who has a successful entrepreneurial business is that they don't do this alone. Like, you know, it was your idea and you're the one that, you know, stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, getting that sales page out, but it really isn't. I have an amazing husband who's crazy supportive. I have a son who comes home from school and says, Mom, what's your life schedule like tonight? And I have a calendar on the wall just for him. So he knows exactly what Mommy's doing. Sometimes he sits here in the room with me while I'm live and just to be here with me and watch Mommy on camera.
Oh, I love that.
It is. And it's important to bring part of it. I have an amazing assistant. I also have an amazing VA that helps me think. I have friends who check in with me every single day. And actually women that I mentor who I have one that checks in with me every morning. Hey, how are you doing today? Is there anything I can help you with? She's not on payroll and she just does these things. So I think that when you can open yourself up and number 1, ask for help. This journey wasn't intended to do it on your own. And there's no such thing. I guess people argue with me. I'm a solo entrepreneur. It's very difficult to accomplish what you want to, whatever your personal goals are, being a solo entrepreneur. It will eventually cause you to shut down and you'll have a snapping break at some point.
Yeah. So what are some of the issues that you help women overcome? Like if you're mentoring them into becoming a creative or an entrepreneur, what are some of the things that they've had to overcome?
First and foremost, hands down, without a doubt, is confidence. It's amazing that I was talking about this last night in a live that I did, and it's amazing to me that we are all born the same. Like we're all born, we have a fresh start the minute that we're born, and somewhere along the line, somewhere in the journey, something broke where we lost our confidence, we have self-esteem issues, we are intimidated by the competition factor, and all of these things begin to like really just weigh on us. And it is really the largest roadblock in growing any sort of business, I don't care if it's a creative business or any business, is confidence. Because if you don't have the confidence in who you are, why would your customers have the confidence in you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so really, not first and foremost, 80% of success is mindset. It is not your talents. It is not your creative ability. It is not Bob Ross, y'all. Like Bob Ross, I love Bob Ross. And my artist friends out there, this is for you. Bob Ross never got fame as being an artist. He got fame for being on PBS with this calm, soothing voice and gave people an outlet to kind of meditate, to kind of spend an hour to get away from things. His strong point was not painting. Okay, that was not a strong point, but it's amazing what he was able to create with that 80% mindset. He was able to create something that was really, truly amazing. And the same with Oprah. Like we know, I mean, all of us know Oprah's story. And if you don't, you should go and learn about Oprah's story, because it's her story is 80% mindset. Like, she was like, yeah, I want to, yeah, I can do this. But it was mindset. It was like, I'm not just going to do this, but I'm going to do this and this and this and this and watch out world. And she did it. And so the confidence thing. So first and foremost, we work on confidence, because if I can tackle confidence, then I can get you to use technology, and I can get you to use social media, and I can get you to use these things. But a lot of times when you're broken, it takes me a little bit of time to pump you up and get you where you need to be. So it's confidence, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, everything that you say is like exactly what we talk about, the self-care piece. Like one of my favorite quotes is, you can't pour from an empty cup, so you have to take care of you first. So I absolutely love that you said that. And we just did an episode about confidence. So yeah, there's so many layers of confidence. So it's beyond just liking how you look or, liking your physical appearance. It's way deeper than that. So I absolutely love that you said that.
Mm-hmm.
So for someone who is creative but is experiencing some type of creative block, how do you help people overcome that?
Yeah. So it's fun. I love doing like mini workshops and kind of like pop-up groups, I guess you could say, to help people work through this, because this is kind of a big problem, is that we all hit like a burnout mode. Like especially you're in a product creation, like create this product over and over and over and over. It gets kind of, it gets redundant. Like you don't like your job anymore. It becomes a job, not a passion. Mm-hmm. So like my last workshop that I had, I did, what's your plan? Like literally, what is your plan? And it's creating like one idea and branching it out into 8 to 14 streams of revenue. And a lot of times people just can't think outside the box, and especially creatives, because they're so focused on that, creating that amazing product and a service, that they sometimes forget that they can take that one thing and sell it many times over. So I love just to sit down with them and say, listen, this is what we can do, and really get them like fired up. And like, you can take this product and, you can scan this, you can do digital prints with it, you can do this, you can do that. And the second that they can see a new outlet, suddenly that they're like, oh my God, I could take this and I could do this and I could do that and I could do that. It's just a matter of like getting them out of that stale environment of doing the same thing over and over. As if you literally had to do a podcast interview 5 times a day, 5 days a week, you would be like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm done with this. Like I've got better things to do in my life than this. But and so being a creative is the same way. I mean, you're definitely a creative, obviously, but it's the same way. You got to find different ways to channel your mindset, because when you can find different ways to channel it, take a break, go listen to a podcast, go listen to an ebook, go, to the park with your kids. I know I do my best thinking. I don't know about you, but I do my best thinking in the car. Like something happens in the car. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I even tried to do a live once in the car because I had so much on my mind that I'm like, I just got a mind dump. Like right now, it was a hot mess disaster. It made everybody dizzy because you could see the road moving behind. It was awful. I'll never do it again. But the car, I do the best thinking in the car. So maybe it's just get in the car and go drive. Like, turn on some music. Just get away. Step away. It's okay to turn it off. It's okay. Take a vacation, take a drive with your friend, go camping with your kids, just do something to like get away. And it's amazing what you can do when you come back. I hit those moments. I mean, I don't know if you hit those moments, but I hit those moments, those roadblocks that I'm like, I think it's time we get away. I think it's time we just like disconnect, get away. And even if she's laying on the couch for 3 days, like watching trash TV, just just something, get away.
Yeah.
Get away.
Yeah, sometimes we're so close to the project that we create resistance. It's almost like if you've lost your keys, they could be sitting right in front of you, but you're so frantic that you don't even see them. So just shifting your focus to something else will allow that resistance to be released, and then you can tap back into that thing. So for me, I think with driving, what it is you're focused on the road, you're focused on driving. So it shifts your focus. So you're not so focused on that thing. For me, it's like moving my body, like working out is really good. Like when I get on a treadmill, like I feel like my mind is like so clear. Or just like dance, like sometimes I take twerk breaks. If I'm working and I'm like editing all day, I'm like, I have to take a twerk break. Like I will literally schedule an alarm and be like, okay, I just got to get up, put on some Beyonce and dance for a little bit.
Yeah, I do that too. I just don't want anyone to see me. You know, it's like, make sure the Zoom camera's not on at that point. Cause nobody wants to see that. But no, I'm the same way. I'm a big music fan too. And music for me is another, that definitely is an outlet for me. And sometimes, I was an 80s and 90s child. So, and I was blessed to be in like New York City in the middle of like the hip hop war of the East Coast, West Coast. And, so for me, that's what I put on, and people are like, you do what? And I'm like, don't ask. Don't ask. I was listening to Ice Cube last night in between doing a couple things, because I'm like, you got to wreck yourself before you check yourself. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's right. So it's like, I was feeling good after that. I'm like, okay, because I was trying to write a sales page, and I'm like, so me, it is music. And my ladies think I'm so weird because I don't have like what you would think my music tastes were. They're not. So they're not.
I love it. I love it. And I'm actually certified in sound therapy. So the music is a huge thing for me too. And I talk about that. So I play crystal and Tibetan sound bowls. And a lot of times like music helps raise your vibration and it raises your level of consciousness. So if you do find yourself blocked creatively, music is a great outlet.
I did last night. I knocked the sales page out in 45 minutes, man. I was on a roll. I was on a roll. I was like, woo.
Have you ever thought, who am I to write a book, start a podcast, or create an online course? Have you ever been hesitant to share your gifts with the world because you were afraid of what people would say or think? It is time to stop hiding your magic from the world. Go to Niajae.com/decadent to download the 6 steps to a decadent you so you can gain clarity around your purpose, have courage to stand in your truth, build confidence to step into your power, and shine your light bright unapologetically. Go to Niajae.com/decadent so you can take the steps towards thriving in your fullest expression. So for someone who is experiencing burnout, because I know I've been there, I had a brick and mortar business and I was trying to wear all the hats and do all the things. So someone who is in that space of burnout, what would be some advice you can give them?
Ask for help. First and foremost, you have got to put your pride aside and ask for help. I know we want to be all things to all people, and there's a part of us, especially depending on where your confidence is, that we want, like, that's my baby. That's mine. That's my baby. I built this. No one can do this better than I can. And I remember in my brick and mortar, I was in that business for 4 years as well, is that I really started to see success when I started to bring people on board with me. New ideas, fresh talent, different products. Like, it was amazing what could happen. But you definitely have to ask for help when you feel that coming. And because a lot of times that help can keep the train running while you're like off in your little state of derailment. Like, you can know that everything is okay. Like on the mentor side, I do have a partner because I know that I will hit a point where it's like, you know what, we want to go away for a week or two. or my husband's in TV production, so we need to go to California for 2 or 3 weeks. And so to be able for her to step in at that point so I don't have to worry about things is amazing. And I knew when I built that business that I had to have that person to be able so that I could live the life that I wanted to live. Like, live that abundant life. And without my husband and without my child, I ain't got nothing. Like, no business in the world's going to replace that. So ask for help. Ask for help.
I love it. I love it. So what are some things that you would recommend for self-care for a busy entrepreneur? Or like what's your self-care routine?
Mine's actually pretty, this is going to be funny and this is going to be like a little weird. I literally lock myself in the closet, but my closet is the size of a room. Okay. I only bought the house because of the closet. Okay. I didn't care about anything else in the house. And I'm not even a clothes person. Like, I'm not even, if you could see like what I have on the bottom here, I like party on the top, like professional on the top, party on the bottom kind of thing. But I literally I will just go into my closet and listen to some music. For me, organizing, I know that sounds weird, but like organizing things and purging stuff in the closet, even in the bathroom. I know that sounds weird, right? It sounds weird. I would love to be going to get a massage, but that's not happening. I do go, my guilty pleasure is every Tuesday, because I do a Tuesday live. I do a Tuesday talk every Tuesday. I do go every Tuesday and get my hair done. Every Tuesday and get it blown out. And get my hair done. And that for me just makes me like I feel better, but I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel like I take a lot of pride in that show and like what I do there. And I just want to make sure my hair is on point. That's my brand, it's my hair. But sometimes just little things and really it's organizing for me. I'm very OCD. So just organizing something where I'm not thinking about anything, go in the closet, turn on some music and like jump around like an idiot. Or watching trash TV, like watching, old episodes of the Kardashians or like, I don't know, just like watching something that's like a time waster. We need time wasters in our life.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think it's weird at all. So you have your own version of your twerk break, listening to music and, cleaning and purging and organizing is very therapeutic. So I don't think it's weird at all. So what are your top 3 tips for living an abundant life?
First and foremost, you need to know what your goals are going forward in life. Like, what is it that's really, really important for you? And whether it's, if you're married or not married, so whether it's your husband or your children or traveling, for me, number 1 is my family, is my husband and my son is number 1. And when they're happy, I'm happy. Number 2, it is traveling. Like, to me, that is something to be able to take my son. We are not a family of things. We are a family of experiences. And to be able to take my son, who's a multicultural child, he's white, Black, and Spanish, and to be able to take my child to different countries and experience different cultures. And for me, that just signifies my entire life, like literally my entire life. And then third, believe it or not, some people would argue with me. I very much think that I am here and it's to serve people. Take care of your family, live life to the fullest of what it means to you and to serve. So I feel like that is why we are put here. And I know not everybody has that same mindset, but I truly feel like I am here to serve. My financial planning career, serving 160 amazing clients for the last 20 years. My coaching career, serving these 125 women to build amazing online businesses so they can have the time with their family and they can experience these life things. So mine, family, experiences, and then, basically just go and live life, to the fullest and serve others.
Yes, I love it. So what's next for you?
Oh gosh, don't say that. So I'm actually in the middle of selling my paint company, which has been my baby for the last 8 years. So for me, that's like bittersweet because I knew that it was coming. But it's hard to let go of something that you built from the ground up, that's your brand, that you're the face of, that like everybody knows you because of this one brand. But time has come where I want to create a business that allows me to travel more, that allows me to serve more in my community, that allows me a little bit more freedom. And I can't do that with a product-based company. So, so really that is next. I mean, I got a few ideas that I want to explore, actually some stuff for some brick and mortar owners. I'd love to work on more things to make brick and mortar owners' lives a little bit easier, especially on the product side, and simplifying their business, and really like teaching them the operational side of a business, because a lot of them are creatives and they don't know there are things you can do to simplify that. So, maybe in the future, but right now my focus is to focus on mentoring and coaching and loving on my community. Right now.
I love it. So I have to know, what is your sign?
I'm a Leo.
A Leo. Interesting.
Yes, I am August 6th. So I am right in the middle. I am, I'm a Leo, hear me roar. I think that I am definitely your typical Leo. I mean, I'm not really afraid of too much. Loving, compassionate, but I can roar pretty loud. So I'm determined and focused, and not that Leos don't have issues, because we do. We do. So that's interesting. I've never been asked that before.
I just got into astrology. I just interviewed an astrologist, and we talked about rising and moon signs. Do you know your rising or moon sign?
I don't.
Okay. So it's our rising sign is how the world perceives us, and our moon sign is like our emotions. So so finding out those things is really interesting, because it tells you a lot about yourself. Obviously we know ourselves, but sometimes like how people perceive us is something really interesting to know. But anyway, so where can people find you online?
Absolutely. They can pretty much find me across the board at The Social Divas. So on Facebook at The Social Divas, YouTube, Instagram, pretty much across the board on all social platforms. And every Tuesday night, usually I do 9 p.m. Eastern, but I'm getting ready. I think I'm going to be moving it back to 7 p.m. Eastern time. I do a Tuesday talk, which is really a motivation hour of motivating creatives to just live better, like just think outside the box and just to do better and get rid of some of the negativity that surrounds us in that industry.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
We're so aligned with just everything. Yeah, I love it.
I love it. Next time, send me the memo on the hair, girl, and I will we will combine a little bit, and I'm totally going to get the pink wall too.
Yeah. Oh my God. It makes me so happy. So thank you again for coming on, and I will have all of her links in the show notes so you can check her out, because she's amazing, full of energy, a lot of motivation. So thank you again. And until next time, be decadent.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Abundance Hack Show. I would love to hear from you. Leave your comments and questions, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our yummy episodes. Every time you leave a 5-star rating or review, I do my happy dance.